always wanted to know this. Okay, for the Aziz special,
Hmm.
whose idea was it? I was just so obsessed with the diagonal framing of that special, the way uh just the unorthodox framing of it. I don't even know what to call that particular type of. Can you just walk me through just the
Sure.
creative? Because the thing is also like with comedy specials,
Mm.
like is it that deep? And somehow when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is a really unusual way. I think it almost took away from me laughing at the comedy because I was so taken aback by the visual of it, the showing of the backstage as he's talking, and like just talk me to like the creative of that special.
Okay. So Spike and I met because he wanted to do a music video that didn't end up happening. And so then we ended up, that was the first, we did that before Beastie Boys.
Who was it for, by the way?
You know who it's for, but I forget.
You can't say.
No, but if I remember, but you would know. Like,
Okay.
but it's escaping me now, like someone important.
Okay.
And I was very excited. We went and scouted it. It didn't happen. Um, and so then we did Aziz together. And what was cool about it was Aziz was performing in Manhattan Beach in a smaller comedy club,
Hmm.
down by the beach. And so that was our first kind of, you know, I guess dress rehearsal. So Spike took me down there. I met him there. He had a camera on his back the whole show. And this is like hour and a half, I guess, hour and a half show. And I had a camera on my back, digital, and we shot the show as like a dress rehearsal of like, let's see how we vibe with Aziz. And this is something Spike wanted to do to kind of see the angles that would be good. It's not the space that we were going to shoot it, but it was kind of just learning, like a learning process. And what was so funny was, having a camera on your back for an hour and a half is a pain in the ass. But I remember thinking like, well, Spike's doing it. I'm not taking this camera off my back. You know what I mean? Like, because we were rolling the whole time. We rolled the whole show, and it just forced you to kind of find perspectives and angles that were interesting, because it is when you hold on an angle for a long time, it can get boring, and then it makes you think about where's a better angle. So you're always one-upping yourself trying to figure out what those angles are, but you're also keeping an eye on the other operator to see where they are, right? So you can kind of dance with each other.
And it's only the two of you?
There's only two of us. So that was
And
our
you didn't do a this is my zone, this is your zone.
I think that was the point of that dress rehearsal. Like we definitely, because it was a long time ago, we definitely had a talk when we went into the space, right? It's an empty comedy space. We knew he would be on stage, he'd have a little stool. And then Spike obviously was like, okay, well, I think this or that, because I remember adjusting some lights. So there was a conversation about it. But I think in the moment when you're trying to move around, you also have to just like think on your feet too. Even though we would say like, okay, I'll take this side or that side. Because I allowed him, like he was, I think, you want to make sure you're not stacking up. And sometimes I think he might have told me like we can go to the audience. Sometimes I'll stay on him, watch me. If I stay on him, then you go here. So there's a conversation that you would have with that operator. And so that was our dress rehearsal. Then fast forward, we're in New York. I believe is Brooklyn, right, where we shot that. And we also did a dress rehearsal there, but we're shooting on film. And he wanted, I think, in conversations with Aziz, they wanted to shoot it on film. And one of the biggest references I think Spike gave me was those old Richard Pryor shows that were shot on 16. So I watched those. Obviously it made sense to me, but it was a tall order because shooting, I think we had six cameras, um, shooting simultaneously, knowing when you have to change the mag so you don't miss a beat on each angle, right? You have to coordinate all of that. It's like going to war, right? You have to, like, you have your troops, you have this, you have that. So it was a lot of prep in the sense, like I remember with Spike, he's very specific, but also he wants to try things. So like we would set the
Mhm.
camera up in different zones, and we would figure out, obviously you looked at eyepiece, we'd figure out if that was the right zone, and then we mapped it out. We also did a lighting test where we lit it, we lit the backstage. We tried some things, we developed it, we watched it to see if he liked it. So there was a lot of prep, I would say, in that sense, because when you take it to film, accidents can happen. So you need to be on top of your game and make sure all the operators and all the mag switches are on time. We had all the monitors set up, HD tap, and I would, you're doing a little bit of coordination. Spike did operate the on-stage camera
Hmm.
for one of the shows, I believe. Um, and I think we shot 2 nights. Am I tripping? Maybe. But yeah, I mean, it was all coordinated. And so, I think it was nice to do that smaller show with him, but he wanted it to feel alive, right? He wanted it to have the texture and the kind of quality that came from those old Richard Pryor shows, where you
Got it.
can feel the grain alive. And so yeah, there was a lot of discussion. But we got very lucky. I mean, I wouldn't say we had like a bunch of jams or, because that shit is like you're sweating. Trust me, you're sweating.
I I immensely enjoyed. I wish like concert films were shot that way.
Oh,
I
cool. Yeah.
just it was just a very Spike is an idol of mine. Like
He's so fun. Like I would say that, right? It's like it was fun to work on and it's fun to watch because he creates that environment when you're making a
Mhm.
film. Like, let's just do this. Let's go here. Let's, like I'm an operator and it was fun. So you're not wrong. Yeah.